there on the right as you come in. Hi Pat, I hope this is working. This is only the second time I've tried to use this camera for video. Sorry, there was some noise there. This is only the second time I've tried to use this camera for video, so I hope this is working. That down there is looking due west. That's the intersection about a quarter mile down of Highway 95 and Kid Island Bay Road. There's the little Micah Grange Hall right there in the trees. This is Kid Island Bay Road. Very nice panoramic views of the hills here. This is the entrance to Dove Crest Lane, the private road going to the property. I haven't been up to the property yet. I'm just stopping here to take this video. The road coming in looks very good. It's just slightly muddy right here at the beginning. You know, actually only one or two little potholes here at the entrance, but other than that, for this time of year, it looks quite good. I wish mine looked this good. We'll see how it looks when we get up closer to the actual easement road and such. Apparently these folks have some alpacas, and it looks like one of the alpaca farms is right there on the right as you come in. This blue truck just passed me. They went past the driveway, stopped, backed up, and turned in. Just glancing at their truck when they were going by, they looked like they had some real estate printouts, so I'm guessing they are probably going up to take a look at this house as well. Okay, I'm at the first intersection, so to speak, on I guess what would be an easement road. This is where I came from, and now I'm panning to the west. Here's two more homes. There's one straight down there, and then the other second alpaca farm is right there. And then here's the sign for 6120, the home that's for sale, and at this kind of Y in the road. And the road heads this way. I'm sure this is an easement road over the other property before you get on the 10 acres that is for sale. And the road looks pretty decent, really, and no steepness whatsoever. It's all flat out here thus far. Oops. This is a popular place today. Wow. The blue truck went in front of me, and the silver Jeep Grand Cherokee's just turning around, came in behind. Okay, Pat, here's the driveway looking back the way I came in. Like I said, it's completely flat here. No slope or grade at all. The driveway appears to be in really good shape to me. Now when you get right up to the property, almost to the shop, you're starting to see the evidence of the ground saturation and a fair amount of water. Keep in mind that we are right now at about the worst time of the year for saturation. In other words, the snow has just melted off. We haven't had a lot of hot weather, so this, as far as a litmus test or a snapshot of groundwater and any of that kind of thing, we're seeing it right now at its worst time of the year. Over here, looking to the east, the driveway is, let's see, let me get a wide angle. Well, let me pan around like this. It looks like it comes, they've got a ditch coming from behind the shop over here. Here's the garage shop. I'll take you over and show you the kind of ponded up area behind the shop in a minute. But it comes around and it's just a little bit of runoff. Kind of, you can see it trickling here. There we go. So it's running down into these two large potholes that are about the only ones in the driveway I can see. Then it runs across the driveway and down out, and it just gently slopes down, the property does, and then it drops off just a hair over here. Okay, there's where I was standing a few minutes ago, over in front of the shop, and the water is just kind of, the ground is saturated and the water is trickling down this way. There's the shop and the house over there looking to the south basically. And then a lot of the, you know, yard meadow area is cleared out here, obviously. There's a real good buffer of a lot of mixture of trees, a lot of ponderosa pine, red fir, looks like some grand fir in here. But it looks like a really good mixture. It's very secluded standing here. There is one other home, that other alpaca place, through the trees. You can see, you know, the roof and such over there through the trees, but I don't think you can standing right at the house, just sort of from the end of the driveway there. Anyway, as far as topography, it starts to slope off right here, and then right here it drops down and becomes kind of wilderness like, and it does start to slope down, a pretty gradual slope, and looks like it flattens out a little bit down there. I see a stake and a ribbon. Let me see if I can zoom in. That's, I would imagine, is the property line on the far, what was that be, east side of the 10 acres. It's right down in there. You can barely see the orange on that tree right in the center of the screen. Yeah, it's real pretty down in there actually. Looks like there's some wild or natural deciduous type small trees and brush and that type of thing. It's probably beautiful once everything greens up in here. As I mentioned a minute ago, we're at the worst time of the year for saturation. We're also at the absolute worst time of the year for privacy, so to speak, meaning nothing is in bloom. I would bet anything, as soon as everything blooms in the spring here, you won't be able to even see a hint of the roof over to the other 10-acre parcel there through the trees. Okay, I'm gonna go up toward the Okay, I sure hope this is recording. Anyway, I'll find out when I get home and put this in my computer. That's where I came from. I was standing down there in the trees where it slopes down a little bit. Panning around to the south, there's my truck and the house and the shop. As you can see, this pile of snow, you know, quite a bit of it, they don't have any snow break or anything on the roof, which looks like it's not a big deal. It just piles up on this side. At least on this side, it's not a big deal. Whoa, it was a big owl that just, big old owl, just flew in front of me. Huh, that was kind of neat. Anyway, so there's a man door on the side here. Was this the north side under the lean-to area? Looks like it must go into maybe a little office area or something. And you can see that they've ditched it here, Pat, around the property. There's not a whole lot of water actually in the ditch, I think, just because the ditch is, they didn't get it down quite far enough. The ditch is higher than the pond behind the shop. Let's see here. You can see there's quite a bit of standing water behind the shop still, but it doesn't seem to be, you know, as I'm looking at this and this standing water here, I'm virtually certain it's from, I wonder even right here if it's not so much from just the ground, coming up from the ground, it's from all the snow on both sides of the shop, just the melt off. That's kind of what it's looking like to me over on this corner here on, well, that'd be the southwest corner. Let me zoom in a little bit, but you know, it's a little higher up toward the foundation of the shop, so it's not, doesn't look like it's running in under the shop, but it's puddled up behind it, and you know, there's still a fair amount of snow over there that it's just feeding, the melting is feeding this pond back here. So I don't know, to me, honestly, just looks to me like they didn't do the greatest job of creating drainage, and it really wouldn't be that big a deal to make some better drainage, at least in my mind, if it were my house. But it's your opinion that counts, obviously. They've got just some junk stored back here on the property, and pretty thick. Now I can peek through the trees and see a little bit of a house right here as I'm standing behind the shop. There's the alpaca house. As I said a minute ago, there's a little bit of the house you can kind of see through there. In another month or so, when everything's blooming, I bet you won't even be able to see that. Okay. Okay, I'm inside the shop. I open the doors to hopefully get a little bit more light. I'm just going to pan around here and describe what I see. It's a basic, you know, pole building, steel building, very common around here. You know, made with the treated 6x6, or what are those, 8x8 posts. And then, oh, what is that? 2 foot on center. 2x8s, 2x10s, something along that line. The trusses, pretty standard. And they've got this wall, they've got some of the walls insulated and sheetrocked over on this side, the house side. They've got phone lines running out here and power. I took some still pictures of the box here, the electrical box. It looks like 200 amp service. Like I say, some of the back wall is insulated and sheetrocked. Well, all of it's insulated, some of it's sheetrocked over there. Walking across the back side of, and this looks like what they planned to wall off and have a small office here, where they've just got a bunch of junk stored. And here's that man door. So this must be what, about 12 by 12 roughly, I'm thinking. Maybe I've got my tape measure, I can measure it before I take off, hopefully. Let's see, okay. And then this outside wall appears to be insulated and sheetrocked. And then the doors are what, 10-foot doors, I would think. 2 of them. And couple of garage door openers, and of course the main man door up here, and concrete floor. Let me see, looks like a pretty decent concrete floor, not a lot of cracking. A little bit up here toward the front, but in general not too bad. Okay, back out in front of the shop here. This is some kind of, yeah, interesting. It's a different type of siding that I'm familiar with. It's more of a steel lap siding in like a, 10-inch, or what is that, roughly 10 inches. Anyway, it's a little more attractive than the standard vertical running metal that you see on so many shops. So for what it's worth, it looks nice. I'm gonna guess, I'm virtually positive that they had a gutter up here and it got torn off by the snow. You can see the gutter hangers because they don't have any snow break on the roof, which is certainly easy to install, but of course a person wants to make sure there's enough of a load capacity for whatever snow would stay up there on the roof. Here's the wellhead. As I showed you in the well log, it appears to be a really good well. Let's see if I can get in on this tag here. I don't know if we can even read it. Just for your records and my records, just in case. And just a little garden shed here. They've got a hot tub, and the listing seemed to say or indicate that the hot tub came with the property, but it's tipped up on its side and shrink wrapped, so I don't know if that's the case or not. But it's got a little pad here with the electrical coming from the shop. And by the way, I think you already saw before, there's the main electrical box. Looks like it's in a decent spot. Kind of nice that it's hidden behind the shop. Panning around here to the west and then around to the south. You know, kind of not a yard per se. It looks like it just grows kind of wild, but they do have it parked out just a little bit in the back here. And I guess that was a kid's play set. And then they've got it fenced off. Looks like they tried to keep the deer away from some fruit trees or something. I'm guessing they're fruit trees here just because they've got them fenced. Here's the back of the house. Now this is interesting. It's a Fujitsu Halcyon inverter. And they've got these, looks like PVC pipes going up for, this has got to be for the central air conditioning, I would think. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Give you some perspective. I'm out here in the yard in front of the house now. Just wanted to pan around a little bit and walk over here to the east of the house in the yard area. I'm just gonna back up and show you where the ground drops off. I shouldn't say drop. It slopes down, and it sure appears to me that it slopes down, you know, fairly severe slope here for, I don't know, 40 feet or so, and then it kind of flattens out again. And I can see another post down in there. Let's see if I can zoom in with the property line on it right there. So it's kind of a large, exaggerated stair step, I guess is what I'm trying to say, where most of the property and the house and the entrance and everything to the property is all flat. And then over here on the east side, it does slope off and go down, you know, go down about, I don't know, 40 feet or so, sloping off and then flattening out and going out to the far east property line. But I don't know, gives it a little character. Okay, I'm just going to walk in the front door here and just kind of describe what I see. I'm going to flip some lights on here. Okay, entrance, front door. There's the light over the front door. Kind of an ugly light fixture. As far as the color. Coat closet here as you come in. Alright. Looks like, you know, 1,500 square feet, it's not a huge house, but This front wall is nice as far as the windows. Looking that straight to the north. Let me see here. Okay, so obviously they built it with a big old beam up top there. Got a nice fan light fixture there. They purposely left out windows there, it looks like, you know, to be able to accommodate couch, bookcase, whatever. They've got a gas fireplace here in the corner that they used, I would imagine, partly for their heat source. Vinyl windows, pretty basic. Let's see, let me get back here in the corner. Okay, there's the front door, and then going upstairs to the master bedroom and bathroom up there. So living area, looks like a Berber type carpet. At first glance, the carpet doesn't look to be in too bad a condition. It looks relatively clean, and what I'm seeing here, they've got some strips laid out, so maybe they had it cleaned when they moved out. They've got the controls here for the Fujitsu system. I know that that is for cooling, and I don't know if it's for heating or not. In each of the rooms, Pat, here they've got your standard cadet style wall heaters, so it's zonal heating. They've got a couple of them here in the living room. Let me see, is there one over here? Nope, looks like two in the living room here downstairs. They've got one unit here up above the stairs, and these units, I am not that familiar with them, other than to say one of the largest builders in Coeur d'Alene, Greenstone Homes, has been using a lot of these in their new construction homes in Coeur d'Alene Place. For whatever reason, they're supposed to be fairly efficient, but I honestly don't know much about them. Okay, so dining area over here in the corner, and kitchen here. Let's see. Countertop cupboards, dishwasher and range, no refrigerator, sink. Oh, I see, the blue sink must have gone with the blue light fixture coming in the house. This is looking out the window to the east. Okay, so we're going to go down the hallway here. Just closet under the stairs, and looks like storage, some crawl space storage under there. Main bathroom here. Nothing fancy, just standard bathroom, single sink, toilet, tub, shower. Yeah, I've got a medicine cabinet in the wall here, and another cabinet with a mirror on the wall there. So let's see, what do they got going here? Some kind of stick down large tiles, it looks like. Okay, coming around here on the what would this be? Southwest corner of the house, roughly. Bedroom, same carpeting. What is this bedroom? 14 by, I don't know, 12 by 12 or so. Zonal cadet heating in here as well. Got the heater there and the control here. And then the other Fujitsu unit here. So I guess what I was seeing on the back side of the house that PVC pipe was just covering the wiring coming into these individual Fujitsu units. Decent sized closets for you know, your standard style. It's not a walk-in by any means, but reach-in type closets are actually good size in this room and the other room, it looks like. Okay, so across the hall to the other bedroom on the southeast corner. I would say this bedroom is a little bit smaller. The closet looks to me to be about the same size. Again, a cadet style heater and control here. So they got some cable coming in from the satellite there. Okay, laundry room and mudroom, I guess, going out to the east side of the house. Set up for electric dryer. I don't see a stub for a gas dryer. And then the water, and then a really big water heater. Good grief, that thing has got to be what is that, like 80 gallons or something? Trying to see, but it is huge. Whirlpool. And it is electric. It's got some kind of energy smart control system on it. And then door going out to, whoops, I didn't put that shelf in a very good spot. Also cadet heater here in the laundry room and cadet control there. Just a really small little wooden porch here going out to the back side. They've got electrical on the west side of the house here. The floor here in the laundry room definitely needs to be replaced. This vinyl is in horrible shape. They've got it all messed up and torn up here at the entrance, and you know, over here where the washer and dryer were. Looks like there would be room to put a small laundry tub in, and maybe that's what that drain is for, either a clean out and or for a laundry tub. I would think you could get dryer, washer, and then a small laundry tub in here if you wanted to. They've got a fan here in the laundry room. But, oh, here's the electrical panel for the home. Looks like, yeah, 200 amp service here. Okay. I'm noticing so far, Pat, that the entire house, aside from the living room and kitchen area, but the hallways and the bedrooms, you know, just desperately need to be painted. The walls are, you know, a little dirty. Looks like they painted it one time and didn't do a very good job of, you know, finishing up in the corners and that type of thing. So it would definitely need a nice once over. Bare minimum, you know, is what I would be doing if I were moving my family in here. I would just, you know, be cleaning it or having it cleaned thoroughly, and then completely new paint, and the carpet looks like it's in relatively good condition. Okay, so I'm going to go upstairs now to the master bedroom. 5 steps up to a landing, turn and go the rest of the way. Small landing here outside the master bedroom door. Let me get a pan around here from up top, looking down into the kitchen and such. I sure hope this turns out okay. I'm obviously not the most skilled narrator. This is only my second time of taking video on this camera, and it'll be my first time trying to narrate and email some video to a client, so let's hope it works out. Okay, so master bedroom, yeah, definitely needs paint. Looks like they had flat in here and then came in with a eggshell or satin and didn't do a very good job or finish. Kind of a standard bathroom here too, single sink, toilet, tub, shower, and just a mirror here, and then cabinet on the wall there. Cadet heater on the wall. Okay. The master bedroom is not huge by any means, and because of the roof line and the trusses, you know, the walls are well, the walls ceiling are more of oh heck, what's the name for that? Just kind of an attic style, you know, where they slope down. Certainly gives it some character, but cuts down on the space and the feel of the square footage in the room. Too small, well, smaller than downstairs. Closets, kind of a his and hers setup, and I'm sure they use this for storage out on the eaves and such. The ceiling's relatively low in here, I would say. Oh, it's got to be only about a 7.5 foot ceiling as far as height, and ceiling fan, yeah, what am I, 5'11", and my head barely hits the little chains on the ceiling fan there. Two windows looking out back, kind of a standard vinyl double hung windows here. Another Fujitsu unit and a cadet unit. Yeah, these walls desperately need to be painted. Like I say, the carpet appears to be relatively clean. I'm not seeing any stains or anything you know, negative about the carpets themselves, but the walls are, you know, somewhat dirty other than the living room. Okay. Okay, I am under the house now, just top down in the crawl space. I don't know if this is going to record or not, if you can even see anything. I've got my flashlight. There is a lot of standing water under here, as you were told by the listing agent, Randy Henley. And I'm just not sure why, meaning it seems to be a very well built house, looking at it from the outside and under here. As far as the construction and the foundation, the little, what do they call this, a knee wall, I think, or something, that, you know, the foundation footings going right down the middle of the house from north to south, and then a little knee wall that would go directly under the peak of the house and the beam and everything. Everything about it seems fine, and I can't imagine there isn't an effective way to deal with groundwater like this coming up under the house, whether it's sump pumps or drainage or both or whatever, but they obviously haven't figured that out. There's a bunch of hunks of white styrofoam, look like big pieces of Legos, that looks like they intended to glue onto the wall there of the foundation, and they started to, but didn't get all the way, and the rest of them are just laying around here. So this is really something, unfortunately, Pat, that I think, you know, you would just have to look at it and see what you think, and see if you think it's something that scares you, or something that allows on the other end of the spectrum, sometimes things like this can create an opportunity if a person's paying cash for a home and other people are being scared away by it, and it can be dealt with relatively easily, then it can save you some money. I don't know. That's what I've found in some of these type situations, but it's a very subjective thing, obviously. Okay, I'm just not getting any very good footage here, obviously. I don't know that you can even see anything because I don't have any lighting down here other than this darn flashlight. But there is a fair amount of water, and if a house like this has a problem at any time of the year, this is going to be the time of year where it's going to show up. Okay.